Why many are talking about what Trump's doctor said about his health.
The FBI busts a disturbing new ISIS plot. A Maryland man arrested for supporting the terror group, charged with taking thousands of dollars from overseas operatives to plan an attack on U.S. soil.
A successful financial advisor, now a woman on the run, wanted for attempted murder. This surveillance photo taken moments after she stabbed a random person at a subway station. The search for her right now.
And Star Wars secrets. The Force finally awakens. All the stars on the red carpet for last night's world premiere, tight-lipped about the huge movie, even Luke Skywalker.
I'm afraid to talk about 7 because I'll leak things. I'm so paranoid.
A whole new generation about to go to a galaxy far, far away.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, Star Wars, the main event in Hollywood last night. There you see it, right there, the stormtroopers going up the red carpet. And all you guys are going to a top secret screening tonight.
That's yep. Cannot bring our phones tonight. They're
And our
taking their
lips will
phones.
be sealed tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, well,
No spoilers here.
I'm on debate duty tonight, and
Okay.
Las Vegas, they are getting ready. Take a look at the strip right there. Hottest ticket in town. There's Donald Trump right now, the strong front runner. They are preparing for a prize fight.
And we're going to take a look inside the Venetian where the debate will take place. 9 candidates up on that stage. Donald Trump center stage once again. The GOP frontrunner growing even stronger in the polls, topping our new ABC News Washington Post poll with 38%. But that Trump rally last night got ugly. And ABC's Cecilia Vega starts us off in Las Vegas. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. And because of those polls, Ted Cruz, for the very first time, will be standing right next to Donald Trump on that stage here in just a few hours. But as you mentioned about that rally last night, some very disturbing allegations about things that were said as protesters were being taken out of that room. Take a listen.
Overnight, a Donald Trump rally in Las Vegas turning ugly. Protesters repeatedly interrupting his speech as a man is being removed. It's unclear who, but someone yells, "Light him on fire."
Light the mother fire. Bye-bye.
Overnight, Donald Trump lobbing a preemptive strike across the political bow at the man coming dangerously close to his lead.
Trump 41, Cruz 14, and everyone else much lower. I mean, somewhere.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz now posing a very real threat to the reality TV star's front-runner status. And before a huge crowd in Las Vegas, Trump ready for debate night with unshakable confidence.
I'll be honest, I think tomorrow night, I think it's going to be big. And they're all coming after me. So far, everyone that's attacked me has gone right down the tube, so that's a good.
For now, Cruz still playing nice.
I don't think the American people are interested in a bunch of candidates bickering like school children.
But the stage now set for a showdown on the Strip just hours away. Florida Senator Marco Rubio spending his debate eve rallying supporters in Las Vegas too, going after President Obama rather than the 8 rivals who will share the stage with him.
So last Sunday, the president spoke to the nation in an effort to calm us and make us feel more comfortable. I swear to you, I wish he hadn't spoken at all.
69-year-old Trump says he's ready and healthy enough for the fight. The billionaire offering a clean bill of health as proof. Well, sort of. After vowing to release his full medical report, Trump instead offered up just this short note from his doctor, saying Trump's physical strength and stamina are extraordinary. And in true Trump fashion, the doctor declaring that, if elected, Mr. Trump, I can state unequivocally, will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency.
The healthiest individual. That letter also declaring Trump astonishingly excellent. But there was one glitch. Trump said that the doctor who wrote that letter was named Jacob Borenstein. The problem is Jacob Borenstein passed away years ago. His son Harold was the doctor who wrote that letter. George Trump fixing that in later posts, but a big political oops out here.
I will say, okay, Cecilia, thanks very much. Let's dig into this now with John Carl and Tom Yamas. And John, this lead for Donald Trump in our poll, remarkably durable.
This is no flash in the pan, George. Just take a look at ABC's polls going back to May. He was only at 4% before he got in. Since July, he has had a lead of at least 10% in every single ABC Washington Post poll. Now, of course, his lead more than 20 points.
And Republican voters trust him on all the big issues, especially national security, top of the list right now.
Yeah, so look at the attributes in the same poll. On the question of who can handle terrorism the best, look at this. By far and away, Trump wins that. And here's the one that amazes me. Who has the best chance to win in 2016? And in our poll, overwhelmingly, people say Donald Trump.
Even though the poll also shows that Hillary Clinton would beat him by more than any other candidate.
More than any other candidate, yeah.
You're out on the trail with Trump all the time. He's been taking some jabs at Ted Cruz. Expect that tonight?
You know, it's the fight that everyone wants to see. I'm sure it's the fight that CNN, the host of the debate, wants to see, but it's not the fight that Cruz wants. Trump has been a counterpuncher, and yesterday he said that Cruz is a good guy, so he may be softening the blows. Cruz also said, as you saw in Vega's story and Cecilia's story, that, you know, he doesn't want personal attacks. He doesn't want to go down the gutter. The fight he does want to have, though, is with Senator Rubio. He wants to attack him on Obamacare, on national security, and a variety of other issues, including immigration.
But Rubio wants that fight with Cruz as well. And John, I'm wondering if Chris Christie's going to be the guy to take on Trump tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's there. He fought his way back into this debate, and he has been playing that role. And, of course, he's the one that can do bombast as well as anybody on that stage, with the possible exception of Trump.
Rubio ready to go?
Yeah, he says his team says he's had 4 good debates. He's really worked hard in preparing for these debates, and it's shown. He's going to have family from Vegas in the audience, and they're really preparing for several attacks from Senator Cruz, from Chris Christie, and Rand Paul, who have all attacked Rubio in the last week.
Okay, guys, thanks very much. We'll all be watching. Let's go to Robin.
All right, George, now to the fight against ISIS. Defense Secretary Ash Carter arriving in Turkey this morning to meet with U.S. battlefield commanders and allies as the hunt for ISIS sympathizers here in the U.S. intensifies. The FBI arresting that Maryland man accused of supporting the terror group. And ABC's Pierre Thomas joins us now with the details. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Robin. The allegations are chilling and, if true, involve an escalation in ISIS tactics, with the group trying to finance a terror plot against the homeland right here at home. The FBI claims that ISIS operatives in Egypt and Syria sent 30-year-old Mohammed El-Shenaway nearly $9,000 to, quote, conduct an attack on U.S. soil. What's more, the FBI says El-Shenaway used terrorist and spy techniques, from short-term throwaway phones to encryption, and set up his computer so it would not store any information about his activities, Robin.
Okay, that's the situation there, Pierre. What's the latest on that search of the pond in San Bernardino?
Our early guidance is that the items recovered have yet to yield anything significant from the pond in connection with the case, and authorities are still trying to find that hard drive from the couple's computer, which they hope will provide more answers. Robin?
That is the hope. All right, Pierre, thank you.
Okay, Robin, thanks. We're going to get the latest now on Bo Bergdahl. The sergeant who abandoned his post in Afghanistan, was held captive by the Taliban for 5 years, is now facing a court-martial for desertion and misconduct. It could bring a sentence of life behind bars. ABC's Mary Bruce has the story.
This morning, Bo Bergdahl is facing a court-martial and a potential life sentence. The 29-year-old was held hostage by the Taliban for 5 years before being released in a high-stakes prisoner swap last year. But now the American sergeant could be heading back behind bars for life, charged with desertion and misbehavior for endangering his fellow troops. A preliminary hearing had recommended a lesser court-martial that would limit prison time to just 1 year. In a terse statement, Bergdahl's lawyer said he had hoped the case would not go in this direction. The decision comes as we are hearing directly from Bergdahl for the first time.
Good grief, I'm in over my head.
Explaining why he abandoned his remote base in Afghanistan in interviews broadcast by the hit podcast Serial.
All I was seeing was basically leadership failure, to the point that the lives of the guys standing next to me were literally in danger.
Bergdahl says he walked away to draw attention to these problems, but he walked right into the arms of the Taliban. Critics say Bergdahl should never have been traded for 5 Taliban detainees held at Guantanamo, but the White House stands by the decision.
The commander-in-chief feels a responsibility to everyone who puts on the uniform, that we're not going to leave them behind.
Now, no date has been set for Bergdahl's next court hearing. He's currently at a base in San Antonio, Texas, where he's been assigned to a desk job for the past year. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. Let's go to Amy right now. You've got some breaking news out of Paris.
That's right. French authorities have arrested 2 people in connection with a terror attack earlier this year. A man and a woman are both charged with providing guns to the man who attacked a kosher deli, killing 4 people after the Charlie Hebdo attack in January. The suspects have been taken into custody in northern France. And some new crew members are headed to the International Space Station. American Tim Kopra blasted off on a Russian rocket today, along with Tim Peake, the first British astronaut visiting the space station. Well, it was a dramatic scene at a courthouse in Oklahoma. Take a look as the district attorney, you'll see him there on the right, unbuttons his jacket as a convicted felon runs straight towards him, trying to escape. The DA tackles him, refuses to let go, even as he's dragged down the hallway. That man now faces some new charges. And you may remember this, 2 high school football players in Texas attacking a referee. An assistant coach has now pleaded guilty to ordering that assault. He has been fined and now faces probation. Well, drones are one of the most popular gifts this holiday season, and now you'll be required to register most of them. The FAA has announced online registration for drones weighing more than half a pound will begin on Monday. The fee will be waived for the first month. And finally, a leap of faith with a big twist. Look at this 24-story ski jump in Michigan. Pro skier Sammy Carlson soared into the record books after flying off the ramp backwards, launching 500 feet into the air. He did it for a film called The Sammy C Project, and look at that. He nailed the landing, the vertical drop, 364 feet, and they hadn't used that ramp since 1994. So he's trying to encourage people to be bold. And live your dreams.
Can you imagine the speed at the bottom of that?
I can't imagine doing it face forward.
Yeah. I've gone backwards, but not on purpose.
We all have, yes.
Yeah. All right, Amy. Now to Bill Cosby fighting back against those sexual assault allegations made by dozens of women, many of them pictured on this cover of New York Magazine. He is now countersuing 7 of the women who sued him for defamation. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with the details. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Robin. This is arguably the most aggressive move we've seen Bill Cosby take in this entire scandal. His lawsuit contends that the women engaged in a campaign to assassinate his reputation and calls their accusations nothing more than an opportunistic attempt to extract financial gain from him.
This morning, Bill Cosby is fighting back against numerous allegations of sexual assault, now claiming he's the victim, filing a lawsuit against several of his accusers.
We are now taking steps in order to right a wrong, restoring Mr. Cosby's good name, philanthropy endeavors, and career are all objectives of doing this. And those are all things that these 7 women systematically and intentionally set to destroy. And this is our response to that.
The lawsuit filed Monday in federal court in Massachusetts is countersuing 7 of the more than 50 women who've come forward accusing Cosby of sexual assault, drugging, or rape. Barbara Bowman is one of them. Among the 7 women who initially sued Cosby for defamation after he accused each of them of lying about the allegations.
When I went into the lawyer's office, he laughed at me. He treated me like I was delusional. Who's going to believe that? Bill Cosby? Dr. Huxtable?
Despite those claims, Cosby's attorney accuses these particular victims of malicious, opportunistic, false, and defamatory accusations of sexual misconduct against him for their own financial gain. The attorney representing all 7 women says no one should be surprised by this countersuit.
You try to bring the power that you have against these women in an effort to shift the focus away from you and your conduct.
When we sat down with the embattled comedian in May, he wouldn't address the allegations directly.
I've never seen anything like this.
It is important to note no charges have ever been filed against Cosby. He's now seeking compensatory and punitive damages to the maximum extent of the law. And guys, it's fair to say there may be more of these defamation lawsuits filed on Cosby's behalf in the future.
We'll see. All right, Lindsay, thank you.
All right, let's talk about Star Wars again, but so excited. It is finally here, the Star Wars world premiere. Hollywood heavyweights out in force last night for The Force Awakens. Among them, ABC's Nick Watt. There for all the excitement. Good morning to you, Nick.
Good morning, Lara. Well, the movie played just a few hours ago right here in the famous TCL Chinese Theatre in the heart of Hollywood. Part of the reason for all this excitement and hype is the unprecedented secrecy that surrounded this movie. The trailers were purposefully cryptic. Information like a new hero, Rey's last name, very intentionally withheld.
The reason we're keeping it a secret is so people can enjoy the thing. To watch it and to not know what's about to happen, amazing.
Do you die in this film?
Possibly. It's hard for me to talk.